Hey guys, we are in New York City here at Moynihan Train Hall getting ready to hop on the Lake Shore Limited. We're headed over to Chicago. All right, we're here in one of our favorite Metropolitan lounges, and one of the things that we really like about it is they do have not just cold food, but they also have hot food as well. So I got a couple sandwiches for us. One is a Santa Fe chicken. I think it's this one. Yeah, look at that. Santa Fe chicken, and then this one is spicy cheese. Look at that. That looks really good with fig spread. So I'm going to be eating that. That sounds really good. And then we have this chicken Caesar pinwheel, and we've got these chips. And let me tell you right now, if you're here and you get an opportunity to try these chips and you don't mind something spicy, these are amazing. They also had strawberry and mint infused water, and then they also have unsweetened tea, which is a no-no in the South, but they have some flavor syrups that you can use to flavor it for different things. Today I did mango, and then they have some cane syrup if you want to sweeten it. So I fixed that, and I think we're going to dig in and enjoy this fun little spread.
You can gain access to the Metropolitan Lounge here in New York in a variety of ways. One is if you have a sleeper car ticket, that automatically grants you access. Another is if you have Amtrak Guest Rewards and you have a high membership tier status, you can always get into the Metropolitan Lounges that way. And if you're coming here to New York, you really do need to check this one out. We think it's the best train lounge in the world. It is just beautiful, so many amenities and great food. But take a look at the views from up here from the second story.
All right, guys, so we are super excited because we get to show you guys the brand new Viewliner II here on the Lake Shore Limited. We actually, as we were boarding, there was a sleeper car before ours, the other sleeper car, and I looked in and I was like, okay, that's a Viewliner 1, which means usually that we would be in the Viewliner 2, and when we got down here, we were like, it's the brand new one. So we are very excited to be on this one. You can kind of tell what some of the differences are, but I'll give you a tour here in just a minute of what it looks like in this new one. But it just has such a nice kind of feel to it. Almost feels like a nice, you know, like when you get clean sheets on your bed, like that crisp feel, it feels like that. And then we also have like all the new bedding that they have, and the new blankets and sheets and all that kind of good stuff. So we'll show you all of that in just 1 minute here. We'll give you a big tour of the brand new Viewliner II on the Lake Shore Limited. Okay guys, so let's start the tour. First of all, this is the seat I'm sitting in because I always sit facing the direction of travel. And note how wide this seat in is. So the other side is actually going to be a little bit narrower than this one. It's a couple inches narrower on that side than on this side. And then here you've got a nice big air vent, and you can always just turn that off if it's too cold for you. But this is really quite nice for when you're sleeping down here. I have always found it very helpful to have that vent right there. And over here you've got a reading light, which you can turn on and off here, and then you've got your area light there. And then this is to call your attendant. You push this button, and with this one here, this is for the PA announcement. So if you want to hear them in your room, then you would leave it, then you would press it so that it's pressed in. If you want the announcements off, you leave it out, like flush with the outside. And then right here you've got a switch for the ceiling light, turn that on and off of the whole room, and then for a night light, which is a nice little light up above. Here you can kind of see what the thermostat in your room is set to. And actually down here you've got this little kind of, you know, armrest. It's a large armrest, and I actually am setting my backpack there right now, but you have 2 outlets. And then you also have another vent here, and it's kind of like a car vent where you can move it this up and down and then side to side. So just like you would in a car, but here also, like in a car, you get to move this up and down. So you can shut it, kind of close it, or you can open it full blast or in the middle, whatever floats your boat. Feels good to you. Okay, next up, we've got this hook here. They give you a couple hangers. You can hang jackets here or whatever you want to hang here. I'll leave this stuff here for Rob to give you a tour when he's in his upstairs penthouse, but I'll keep showing you some cool stuff down here. All right, so this side, so you're looking at about 2 inches difference between this seat and this seat. And the reason for that is this. So in a Viewliner II, you are not going to have a commode, a toilet in the room with you. So in the Viewliner II, normally you would have a toilet in here with you, but you do not have that here, which is nice because I can't ever decide if I like it or not. But the reason why that's nice is because you've got this space down here, storage space. So you can stick a bag down there, no problem. And then this is going to be the steps for Rob to get up to his bed. Now over here, you're going to find the sink. There are cups here, and then with this little switch, boom, you're going to open that up, and there is your sink. And you've got your faucets right there, and you can store your little soap right there, which is really nice. And you've got more outlets on this side, and then you've got your mirror light, which is this light up above that turns on. And then this red light is an indicator to Rob above. If the lights are off in the room and I have the sink open, this light will indicate to him that the sink is open so he doesn't put his foot in it. And so this sink, one thing you'll notice about it is it doesn't have a drain. So this sink, actually the drain is, see this little spot here, it actually drains back and out through the drain. So when you're not using it, you just put it up here. They do give you a washcloth and a hand towel, and then there's regular towels in the shower, which we'll show you later. And you've got a little hook here to hang those, and then another mirror light, which Rob will have access to there. On this seat here, you do still have this nice vent here, which again you can open and close, and you've got the area light and the reading lights, so that gives you plenty there. Now what I want to show you here too, this is another thing I like about the Viewliner II, is when you close this, so normally this is kind of soft, but there's a hard stick, I guess I should say, or rod of some sort that's in here that keeps it firm. So when you close it, it actually, you know, sticks and stays firm instead of staying loose. So that's kind of nice that you have that as well. And Rob will show you his curtains up above. Now over here is our tray table, and this tray table is amazing. If I can avoid the camera, whoops, is amazing. It's right here. And look at that. And this is nice and firm, so it's not going to dangle. You'll find sometimes on the Viewliner I, it just kind of hangs there, and it's just kind of a crazy mess. So that's that, and that's pretty much the downstairs area. There are some switches here also by the door. There's a ceiling light there and a night light control here. And then the door locks and unlocks right here. You open it and close it there, and you've got these nice curtains here. Again, it's got those kind of those hard little rods in there as well. So that is the downstairs. I'm going to pass it up to Rob, and he's going to show you what it's like upstairs in the penthouse.
This Viewliner II is my absolute favorite room for being upstairs because there's a lot of features. First of all, this is much higher than a Superliner, so you're going to have a lot of space up there, and it's really easy to get up there. You can see these steps right here. They're so big that there's no question what you're stepping on. In the middle of the night, if you're tired, you're not going to miss these going up. So to get up there, all I need to do is, first of all, take this handle and pull it, and that's going to allow the whole upper bed to come down. and that's in the sleeping position now. So this is how much room you're gonna have on the lower bunk, and then I'll have, I think, even more up on the upper bunk. Now all I gotta do is climb up the steps and go up to the bed. So as you can see, there is a lot of headroom up here, and it is really easy to get up here. It's the easiest one of all. And once you're up here, you want to take these little hooks and put them right up here. Whoops. Not like that though. Okay, got that in. And that is going to be your safety harness, which is right here. It does have a lot of slack to it, so it'll feel like it's not going to catch you, but it actually will catch you if you actually were to roll off. You wouldn't, but it's not like up like this, like a fence. So that's interesting. Now, up here we do have a huge area for storage. So I put both of my bags up here, my big backpack and my little bag, and if I need anything in the night, I can just use those. A lot of people put like a real suitcase up there. We don't do that. We usually check ours on a Viewliner because it is kind of hard. Even though there's a lot of space up there, it is kind of hard to get that all the way up here because it's kind of a tight angle to do it at. So on a Viewliner, we always check our bags. On a Superliner, we bring them with us and just leave them downstairs. So we also have a little pouch up here. That's for your glasses, or maybe you have medication or something like that. And then again, all of our controls are up here. I have a light, air, a fan, I have an attendant thing, and that's the button for the reading light. So the great thing about this is I am sitting straight up right now, and if you're in the middle, your head will bump a little, but on the side, my head is not touching the top of this. Now I am 5'9", so if you're like 6'4" or something like that, your head would definitely hit the top. But if you're under 5'9", not gonna have any problem. The bed also has an interesting shape up here. It's narrow on this end, and then you can see it kind of widens down here. So that's why I sleep on this end down here, because it is much wider and you just have a lot more room. One of the other great features about the Viewliner roomettes is the person on the top actually has their own windows, which I love. On the Superliner, no windows for the person on top. So this will be great because Allie usually goes to sleep before me. She'll close those, I'll leave these open, and I'll be able to see everything I want to see. So this is definitely my favorite roomette of all. There's 4 roomette types. This is the best one. If you're lucky enough to get this, I really hope you enjoy it.
So one of the things that Amtrak has updated is the bedding for the linens for the beds. So this is the new design. So you know you've got the new style bedding. You've got these lines here. That tells you you've got the new bedding. So these are the pillows, and they're actually a little bit fluffier than they were before. They were smaller and just kind of felt a little bit emptier. So these feel a little bit sturdier than the ones before. And then the other thing is these blankets, and oh my goodness, so they come sealed like this. I know you cannot keep these, but they come sealed like this, and let's see how we can break into this. These are absolutely amazing. And before, what they had was a blanket that was more like the airline style, with, you know, like that little thin kind of flannel type thing. You know, when you do like an overseas trip, a long haul trip, you get those blankets. So this is more like a comforter type thing, and it is incredible. It's so soft. I don't know if you can see how that goes, like, you know, against the grain. And then on the inside, it's more like this. I like to use it with this side on my body because it just feels so soft. It's almost like when you have like a stuffed animal. So this is really nice. I love these. It just keeps you warmer. Now, if you do tend to get warm and you don't want to use this, there is a thin sheet, just like a top sheet on the bed as well. So you can use that, and of course you don't have to use anything. But if you get cold like me, you're gonna want to use something like this. And these are so comfortable. You are gonna love them. Okay, so I took a peek out the window and I can see that we are passing the Hudson River, but it's on the other side of our room. So here's the thing, is that normally you would head to the observation car, but the Lakeshore Limited does not have an observation car. And although we have pretty views off of this side, I really do want to see the Hudson. So let's take the camera out into the hallway and I'll show you where you can watch out the other side.
As you can see, we have come to a stop out here beside me, and we made it about an hour and 20 minutes before kind of just stopping in our tracks, and that can be for a variety of reasons. But one of the questions we get the most is, when there's a delay, how do I tell if we're actually going to be late, and how do I tell what time we're going to get to a station? And another question that goes along with this is, how do you know how long a stop at each station is going to be? So the answer is the same for all of that, and I'm going to give that to you right now. If you pull open your Amtrak app right now, at the very bottom, if you hit this status button right there, it's going to take you to this page, and you just type in your train number, which for us is 49. I want to know what time we're going to get to Albany, because I know that's coming up in a few hours, and then you just hit check status. And from that, you can see that we're scheduled to arrive at 6:20 and we're scheduled to depart at 7:05. So it still says on time. So far, this little, whatever this is, hasn't caused us to be late. And I know now that when we get to Albany, we are gonna have a 45-minute break there, which is really cool. We can get outside and run around if we want. So that's really good to help you plan what time you want to have dinner, what time you want to get some fresh air, all that good stuff. And a lot of people don't know how to tell when and how long you're going to be stopping. That's how you do it. Just open up the app, hit status, and you can find out how long you're going to be at any station.
Okay, so here is the dinner situation on the Lakeshore Limited. What they do is they split it up into 2 shifts here. Now, each train is going to be a little bit different depending on you know, the timing and everything. We're on time, so they are going to split it into 2 because we'll be getting to Albany and have kind of 45-minute fresh air break, 45 minutes for us today. Fresh air break there, so we're starting dinner around, they They started it at 4:30 and they're gonna run it till about 5:45. Then they're gonna shut it down and reopen it at 7. So we've elected not to do the early dinner. We're gonna wait and do it till after we do the Albany stop, which is really nice. Now, for the dinner on this particular train, which is the Lake Shore Limited, each crew does it a little bit different. On this this particular crew has chosen to just do like open, so they have their open time and you can go and have dinner anytime during that open time. So there could be a lot of people going at the time that you want to go or not. It just depends, and they just kind of go with the flow on that. In some trains they'll have you do like reserve a certain time, so every crew does it a little bit different. So it's kind of just something to keep in mind as you move along on your train ride.
And they haven't given us a menu yet, so we don't really know what it's going to be. Pretty sure it's flexible dining though still on Lake Shore Limited, and I am hoping there is andouille sausage. That was on there a few years ago and I took it away. I hope it's made a comeback. We'll see in a few minutes. The big question on everybody's mind is how much? How much did it cost? So I'm going to break that down for you. We actually used points to buy this trip, and it cost us 22,500 Amtrak Guest Rewards points. Now, if we had paid for it, it would have been about $600 total for the two of us overnight. We're going all the way from New York to Chicago, so it would have been about 600. Translate that to points, it was 22,000. You can do it either way. If you're not in the Amtrak Guest Rewards, that's a good reason to do it, because we're doing quite a few trips this summer, and we got about half of them for free with points, so that is a good deal. But $600, that includes your meals, and we also got access to the Metropolitan Lounge for free, and had some good meals in there as well. Quick update on our timing. I was just checking the app again, and it does show that we are 11 minutes late, so we're now supposed to get into Albany at 6:31 instead of 6:20. So you can check that right in the app and see it. And so we're still leaving Albany on time, but the main difference now is instead of a 45-minute stop there, we will only have a 34-minute stop, and that could probably be less even by the time we get there. So if you really want to know what's going on with your train, check that. It does update throughout the journey, kind of up to the minute, so you'll really know how long you have at each stop. Time to check out the bathroom situation in this Viewliner II, and it's a pretty good bathroom for Amtrak standards. This is bigger and I think more well equipped than the Superliners, either the 1 or 2 and the Viewliner 1. So let's take a look around here. The toilet is sitting at an angle, which is good because it's much easier to use that way. There is a sink, and I do like that there is room here. You can you can brush your teeth and all that. There's some sinks on some of the other bathrooms that are, the faucet is really short and it really doesn't do well. When you push the button, the water actually stays on, which is another bonus because it makes it way easier to brush your teeth. It's going to turn off automatically eventually, but having it stay on like that is good. There is a changing table if you happen to have a young one with you, trash, some soap, and a mirror. Now there is a little light here. If this light is on, then that means you've correctly locked the door. And if you're in here and that light is not on, sometimes it's faint, but if it's not on, the door is not locked properly and you better readjust that. So pretty good bathroom. The shower is right across the hall, so let's go check that out as well. Same deal with the shower. There's a little light right here that if that's lit up, door's locked. To lock the door, you just move this little button side to side. This shower is nice because I'm standing right here in the changing area, so there's like a little area where you can dress, undress, get toweled off, all that, and then the actual shower. But you've got a trash can. Don't know what you'd stick in there while you're showering, but you've got a little towel rack there. There are towels in here for you. They're laying right there on the seat. Well, bar, let's open up the shower and see what it looks like. Very big. Wow, this is one of the bigger showers I've seen on a train. So I can get in this thing. This is a huge shower. I really like it. I think I might use this tonight. This is really big. Most of the time on Amtrak trains, you do have hot water. Some of the older cars, you know, maybe that's not going to work so well, but this being brand new, I don't think we're going to have any problems. So this is a really nice shower. I'm pretty impressed.
So gonna give you a quick update on our stop. So we are stopped here just past Poughkeepsie, and we've been here for I don't know, 10-15 minutes, and then the conductor came on and said there's an accident with a different train up ahead and they're cleaning that up. So we're gonna be here for at least another 30 minutes. So we're out here on the track. There's actually another train here as well waiting for the cleanup up ahead. So everybody's just kind of walking around stretching their legs and just getting some fresh air while we can.
It is a beautiful station, so it's a good one to be stuck at. There's some cool houses over here, and the weather's just gorgeous today.
Yes, it's so good.
Upstate New York in the spring.
You really can't beat that.
No, that's really good.
Well, we've gotten some fresh air, and since we're sitting here waiting, they did keep the dining room open a little bit longer, so we decided, since it's 6:15, that's pretty much dinner time, so we're gonna come and we're gonna have our dinner here. We'll show you what we get here in just a second. So let's take a look at what our menu options are. It is flexible dining, and we've got 5 different entrees to choose from for dinner. We've got the slow braised beef short ribs, enchiladas, chicken a la rosa, sesame glazed salmon, and pasta and meatballs. And we also have our beverages here. You do have unlimited like soft drinks and juices and water, and then you each get 1 alcoholic beverage per person per ride. Okay, so let's take a look at what Rob and I chose. I, of course, picked the salmon with jasmine rice and veggies. I've got all the dishes come with a side salad, and you also get a roll as well as dessert. Now this is a new one. It's a butter cake. Rob took his out. It's a butter cake pastry out of a bakery in Delaware, so that's going to be interesting. Also, Rob got the pasta and meatballs. And he got his salad and his roll as well. So we're going to dig into this because it looks good, it smells good, and I'm thinking it's going to taste good.
I went with the old favorite, pasta and meatballs. You can never go wrong with the Amtrak pasta and meatballs. If you're on a flexible dining, that's my choice. Allie will tell you to get the salmon, but this is where it's at, so this is pretty good. I wonder if it's hot. It's pretty hot, but very, very good. So I've got that, a roll, a salad, and a new dessert, which looks pretty good. And there is a train next to us, another Amtrak train. They're stuck here too, waiting for this accident to get cleared up ahead of us. And apparently the line is so long in the cafe over there that people are jumping off of that train, coming into our train to the dining car and trying to get beverages from the staff here. So they had a pretty good laugh about that. But we are some of the only people in here. There's only a few people in the dining car here for us. So we are just having a nice dinner and enjoying that, there's a little bit of a view of the lake, but not much. And hopefully we'll get back rolling here pretty soon.
Ooh. this cream here in the middle. That looks quite good, actually. Split it all up so it's easier to eat. Let's try it. Oh my goodness, that's really good. Oh, cream filling. Butter cake, it says.
We get this question a lot about tipping, and we just ate dinner, so I thought I'd cover it. Generally, people leave $2 to $3 per person per meal. So we just ate and we split the difference and left a $5. And there are 2 attendants in there, so we just leave it each meal instead of at the end. And then with the room attendant, we do either $5 or $10 per person per night. So that's what we do with tipping, and that's totally up to everyone though. You don't have to tip, or you could tip more than that if you wanted to.
Okay, so you're probably wondering, are they gonna sleep in those seats? No. So we've got our 2 beds that we showed you earlier. So the 2 seats here, these are going to slide in. I'm gonna do that here in just a minute and show you what that looks like. And this is the bottom bed, and the mattress for that bed is up above, stored up there during the day. Bring that down, put it down here, and it's got the sheets and everything on it, and the pillow. We'll bring that down here, that'll be my bed. And then as Rob showed you earlier, we turn this, pull it down, and his bed is already set up there. So pretty easy peasy for the most part, but you can just have your attendant do this for you. We just do it because we never know when we want to go to bed, so we just make ours ourselves, but your attendant will take care of putting this together. But should you want to do it yourself, this is how you do it. So there's a lever down here that you have to push, and then as you're pushing that, you're pulling this out. Once you release that, then you can just press here and it'll slide down. It's usually how I do it. I don't know if the attendants do it that way, but that's how I do it. Same thing on the other side. Foot on that lever, press, and then let's see if we can get this side down. Now the second side is usually a little bit harder than the first side because there's not as much space. But you just keep pulling, and then make sure you're pressing on that little lever as you're doing it. Still trying. Hang on. There we go. All right, it's coming down. Press, press, press. And now we're ready for our mattress. I'm gonna grab that from up above. I'm gonna lower this just a little. Just enough room. Whoop! We're making a mess here. Pull that pillow down. And now, go ahead and grab this mattress from here. And bring it down. Down, down, down. To the bottom of the sea. Here. Now I gotta find which side is the thin side. So this goes this way. Okay, almost there. Okay. Get this all situated right here. And you'll still have your space on the ledge here by the window. So that's your bed here. And as I mentioned earlier, if you don't want that thick sheet, this one is nice and thin. You can practically see right through it. So if you need just something real thin like that, you're good to go with this one. And then you just put your pillow right there, here. Ta-da! And I'm ready to go. Like I said, Rob's is already set up here. I want to make sure I get one of these blankets though. I don't want Rob to take both blankets because these are so great. I just love these, they're so soft. So that's it. That's how you set it up for nighttime.
Allie has her bed made up down there already, so that just means my bed is automatically made. And it is ready to go. It was nighttime outside, and we're ready to lay down. It is clearly nighttime outside. It's about 8:11, and we went ahead and ate dinner, we got off the train, we're waiting for this situation to clear. We're still in Rhinecliff, so we're definitely, we haven't even made Albany yet, so I was gonna check and see what it said. And it's saying right now that we should be there at 8:11, which it is 8:11, so that's not gonna happen. They're gonna update it in a little while, and we're gonna be at least 2.5 to 3 hours late just getting to Albany, which is not that far from New York City. So we're definitely gonna be late getting into Chicago tomorrow. I don't know how late, but this is a good thing to learn from our trip. You do not want to ever make a tight connection on an Amtrak trip, because you can expect to be 2, 3, 4 hours late on most of the overnight sleepers. That's just what happens, because there's so many things that can go wrong. Unfortunately, this one was some type of accident with a train in front of us, but there could be cargo trains, there could be equipment failure. So many things can go wrong that you just don't want to make a tight connection. So it's not bad for us. I mean, we were getting in at 10 o'clock tomorrow to Chicago. Now we'll probably get in more like noon, and that just means we can check into our hotel right away. So just don't have anything you have to do right when you get there, because you will probably be just a little bit late. Okay, Allie is asleep and it is getting pretty late, so I'm gonna go to bed too. We're still a little jet lagged from our Italy trip, so it's time to turn these lights off and get ready to go to sleep, and we will see you tomorrow at breakfast. Good night.
Well, good morning. We slept quite well. Looks like we made up a little bit of time last night, but we're still running a little bit late, but it is breakfast time. We are in Toledo, Ohio here, stopped for a few moments, and we've got our breakfast. I'm having the 3-egg omelet, and it's got some veggies and cheese inside. Comes with sausage and some potatoes, and I've had this before and it is quite tasty. And then we've got the flexible dining railroad French toast, and it comes with bacon, and that bacon looks good because it's nice and crispy. I love crispy bacon. So we're gonna dig into this and enjoy it, and then start to enjoy some of these views as we start arriving into Chicago here in the next few hours. People always ask me about the coffee on Amtrak, like what it's like. Now, if you're a super coffee snub, then you might not like it. It is good coffee. I think it's better than airline coffee, in all honesty, and I've had both a ton. So I would definitely go ahead and get it. Don't skip it, because it is pretty good.